Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Seattle Mariners and the Los Angeles Angels. Live from Los Angeles, it is going to be Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the Angels here tonight. That is what is always worth watching every single time they play. And we're going to give you, first of all, the starting lineups from the visitors from Seattle. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 3, J.P. Crawford. Batting second and playing in center field is number 44, Julio Rodriguez. Hitting third at third base is number 28, Eugenio Suarez. And the cleanup spot and doing the catching is number 29, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth at first base is number 23, Ty France. And the sixth spot and in right field is number 8, Dominic Canzone. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 35, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting eighth in left field is number 18, Cade Marlowe. And batting ninth at second base, the newly acquired number 4, Josh Rojas. And they're going to be facing Shohei Ohtani, who takes to the hill. With a 9-5 record, he's worked 120 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 79 hits. He's given up 49 runs. 46 have been earned. He's walked 50 and struck out 156. He's got himself an earned run average of 3.43. So that's the lineup for the Mariners. And now the Mariners for the home team from Los Angeles. Leading off and playing second base wearing number 2 is Luis Rengifo. Batting second and doing the pitching is number 17, Shohei Ohtani. Hitting third and playing at first base is number 25, CJ Cron. Batting fourth at third base is number 8, Mike Moustakas. And the 5-hole and in left field is number 15, Randall Grichuk. Batting sixth in center field is number 16, Mickey Moniak. Batting seventh and in right field is number 12, Hunter Renfroe. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 21, Matt Thaiss. And batting ninth at shortstop is Zach Neto. And that is going to be the lineup they're going to send out to face Brian Wu, who takes to the hill with a 1-3 record. He's worked 49 innings. He's allowed 47 hits, 30 runs, 27 have been earned. He has walked 15 and struck out 54. And he's got an ERA of 4.96. Those are your starting lineups. We got our friend Mick in the house, Steve Rademacher also in the house. We're glad you guys could be here with us, and we hope we have a nice crowd in here tonight, as we ended with last night. Mick, we missed you. We thought you were the Giants fan. There were 3 Giants games the last 3 nights. Figured you'd poke your head in here for one of them, but that's the way it goes. We're glad to have you here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. Shotgun Shell in the house. Mick is in here, as is Steve Rademacher. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments with all the action. It is going to be the Mariners and the Angels when we return. Mariners and Angels when we return in just a couple moments. Appreciate everybody for listening in here tonight with the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are underway as the first pitch of the ball game was taken for a called strike at the knees by J.P. Crawford. And Ohtani followed it with a breaking ball just inside. So the count is 1-1 here to Crawford. As Ohtani kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This is lined through the four-hole into right field. And Crawford is aboard with a leadoff single here in the first inning to get things going for the Mariners. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. For Rodriguez on the season, he's batting .251. He's got 17 homers and 58 runs batted in. He has definitely picked up the pace lately with his offensive play. Our friend Mick says he would normally seeing his mom in Cali, but she's having some surgery. But before helping her move, he says he's hardly been betting. That's unfortunate there, and I hope she's going to do all right. So we are glad that you are here with us tonight for a little bit of this action. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner to J-Rod, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rodriguez really started the season off slow. He's been picking it up as of late. He's got an outside shot at a 30-30 season if he picks up the home run pace. Here comes the 0-1 offering as Ohtani delivers. It's a fastball at 98, swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here on Julio Rodriguez as he is holding set at the belt, and he kicks and delivers, does Ohtani. It's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2 on J-Rod. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to J-Rod as the right-hander Ohtani ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball that misses just outside, and the count goes to 2-2. First game of the series here between these divisional rivals as Seattle is in town. Only a half game separate the two, as they are currently chasing the Texas Rangers in the American League West. I would have to think that the Rangers are now the odds-on favorite to have to win this. There's a fastball that is check swing fouled away by Julio Rodriguez, and the count remains at 2-2. Houston Astros are in second place. They're 1 game off the pace of the Rangers. Seattle at 6.5 back, and the Angels at 7. Half game separates these two ball clubs as the Mariners do have a game in hand. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2 to Julio Rodriguez. Last night when we watched that game between the Giants and the Diamondbacks, Logan Webb had given up 2 runs in the first inning. He settled right down after that and was absolutely outstanding through 7. We were talking about it in the first inning. We say sometime the pitchers come into the ball game, and in that first inning, getting used to the mound and finding their release point can be a bit of a challenge. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to first, and that ball's thrown into left center field, and all the way around to third is going to go Crawford on the throwing error by C.J. Cron, and the Mariners now have runners at the corners with nobody out. So that ball there would look like it was going to be an automatic out, at least 1 at second base. It might have been difficult to get J-Rod on the backside. Cron turned and he flicked it, and it was to the glove side of the shortstop. It ended up into left center field. And that they get nobody as Crawford goes all the way around to third on the error by the first baseman. That's going to bring up Eugenio Suarez. For Suarez on the season, he's hitting .234 with 15 homers and 69 runs driven in. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung at and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. I have to say, though, that the Angels defense and the Angels period right now, almost you have to give the credit to the Los Angeles management for trying to keep this thing together. They went out and got Randall Grichuk and C.J. Cron at the trade deadline, Lucas Giolito. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say that Suarez didn't go, and the count is now even at 1-1. But you think of the players that ended up on the disabled list or injured out of action. You've got numerous players, even Mike Moustakas being added late. It's like a whole brand new ball club in Los Angeles. Here comes the 1-1. He pitches on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted softly into shallow left field. Backing up on it is the shortstop, Zach Neto, and he's calling everybody off, and he makes the play. And that is going to retire Suarez for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the catcher, Cal Raleigh. Well, for Raleigh on the season, he's batting .230. He's got 17 homers and 45 runs driven in. Bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ohtani. Raleigh has been very productive back-to-back seasons as the backstop or the primary backstop for the Mariners. As he waggles the bat, waiting here on the delivery from the right-hander, Shohei. There's a fastball at 100 miles an hour taken at knees for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Raleigh waggling the bat. Here comes the offering here from Ohtani. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. Ohtani gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work, wasting little time. Left-handed hitting Raleigh waiting here on the delivery. The pitch is on the way. It's a split finger fastball swung on and tapped foul right at home plate. Count remains at 0-2 to Raleigh. Defensively tonight for the Angels, from left to right, it is Randall Grichuk in left, Mickey Moniak is in center, and Hunter Renfroe is in right. From first to third, it's C.J. Cron at first. The second baseman's Luis Rengifo. Zach Neto at short, and Mike Moustakas at third with the battery of Ohtani and Theis. As Ohtani gets the sign from his catcher and works to the belt. He now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is taken for a ball. Off to the races goes J-Rod. He's going to steal second. It looked like Theis had a hard time trying to get the ball out of his glove. That's going to take away the double play possibility, and it's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cal Raleigh. It was a pretty good jump there by J-Rod. He was off and running. But as I said, Theis had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove on the transfer. There's a fastball at 100 miles an hour swung on and fouled away. The count now remains at 1-2 to Raleigh. Friend Mick says, Wu keeps messing up, but hopefully he can record a win today. So our friend Mick cheering on the Mariners, looking for a victory. Well, Shohei Ohtani, one of the knocks on Ohtani, and can be if you're looking for knocks, is his walks per innings pitched. He's almost at a walk every other inning. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball down, but they say that Raleigh went around. Good stop there by Theis. He applies the tag, and that is going to retire the Mariners catcher for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Ty France. Well, for France, he's hitting .253 on the season. He's got himself 7 homers and 40 runs driven in. There was talk before the trade deadline that he could possibly be moved. It was a bit of an eyebrow raiser. He had a great year last year after coming over from the Padre organization. His average-wise, he started off slow this year, but he's been picking it up. Same thing, the power numbers, not where they were last season, but he's now got at 7 homers and the 40 runs driven in, a decent finish. Could put him in a good spot. Here's the pitch from Ohtani. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. In 2020, Evan White was the first baseman for the Mariners, and he won a Gold Glove. Injuries have derailed his career at this point. He hasn't been able to get a sniff at the position, but they have a Gold Glover in the organization not making a lot of money. And not even in the big league roster. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to third. It is fielded on the run barehanded by the third baseman, Moustakas. He throws to first, and that's going to retire France on a ground out 5-3. So Ohtani gets himself into trouble, and he wiggles himself out of the jam, and that is going to do it here in the first inning. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was also an error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Mariners 0 and the Angels coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate everybody for being here, including our friend Titus, who has just jumped in. Hang tight all. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the first inning, and Brian Wu is taking his 1-3 record to the hill to face the Angels here in this one. It'll be Rengifo, Otani, and Cron to come to bat in the bottom of the first. As Wu ready to get going, he gets his sign from his catcher, Raleigh. He rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Rengifo, he's batting .229 on the season. He's got 10 homers and 33 runs batted in. Hits from the left side against the right-handed throwing Wu. Again, gets the sign and rocks into the windup and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Drifting over to his right with room and space is Julio Rodriguez, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Rengifo for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Shohei Ohtani. Well, for Ohtani, he's hitting .307 on the season. He's got himself 39 homers and 81 runs driven in. As we were talking about in the first inning where J-Rod's got an outside shot at a 30-30 season if he picks up the home run pace, Ohtani has a 2020 season well in his sights as he's got 13 stolen bases to go with the 39 home runs. Here's the first pitch from Wu. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the second baseman, Crawford. It's going to get down into right field, and Otani's got himself a single here with one gone. That's going to bring up the first baseman, C.J. Cron. Our friend Mick says the Angels have been up and down, blowing leads in games. Well, it's certainly a new-look roster from the last time I've seen the Angels. I've watched the Angels a few times this year. I just haven't really done much in terms of the live feeds, but the lineup, as we talked about at the outset, some late additions at the trade deadline, a couple of waiver wire pickups. They are a completely different club. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Cron. Cron hitting .260 on the season with 11 homers and 33 RBIs. He and Randall Grichuk came over from the Rockies just before the trade deadline. Had some injuries that have besieged the Angels this year. There's a check swing. It's grounded over to first. They flip it over to second to Crawford, back to first, and it's going to be a double play. It's going to be a 3-6-3 variety, and that is going to do it here in the first inning for the Angels. Well, they go quietly as they had no runs. They had one hit. There was no errors, and there's nobody left aboard. We're now through one complete inning. It is the Angels nothing and the Mariners nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the second inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning, as that was a pretty quick bottom of the first. It is going to be Dominic Cazone, Teoscar Hernandez, and Cade Marlowe to come to bat for the Mariners in their top of the second. We have said there was a bit of movement for the Angels. Well, this lineup here for the Mariners has been flipped over a bunch of times over the last couple of years since Jerry Dipoto has taken over as the general manager. Some different looks in the outfield. Marlowe and Canzone, of course, a little bit different, with J-Rod being a consistent returner here. We're going to be back in just a moment or so, as it is going to be Ohtani coming out to do his warm-ups. It is a little bit late, and he gets his extra opportunity here. So just hang tight for a second. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Ohtani is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to get this one going, as it's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Mariners here in the top of the second. A leadoff single by J.K. Crawford and an error by C.J. Cron had the big right-hander in trouble in the first inning. He was able to battle out of it after a pop-up to Eugenio Suarez. Cal Raleigh had struck out, and Ty France grounded out to end the inning. The Mariners are going to lament that opportunity to be able to cash a couple of runs in against the starter Ohtani. So Cazone coming to the plate. He's batting .222 on the year. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. Batting from the left side against the right-hander Ohtani, who delivers a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Cazone. Ohtani, who works from the stretch, despite the fact there's nobody on, he delivers a breaking ball that again is waved on and missed, and now the count is 0-2. So pitching a little bit backwards here to Cazone. That's interesting. Wonder if he's going to blow him away with some high heat here. As I would anticipate, that's what he's probably going to look to do. Here comes the offering as he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball again, and this one's grounded foul. So 3 breaking balls back to back to back. Still have the left-handed hitting Cazone in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Ohtani working to the set, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 99 that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now remains at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, for those of you who are new here, we are usually on late night doing the NPB. We are going to be back on for this weekend, tomorrow and on Saturday, North American time, the Saturday and Sunday games. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Cazone. We will be there for all the action between the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Hopefully you can join us for the action there. We are going to give some more games again next week, but we are less than 17 days away from heading off to the land of the rising sun, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Be sure to check in on our daily shorts, as well as we'll be posting videos of our time in Japan. So hopefully you get an opportunity to see what is going on over there. We're going to try to hit a number of games as well. The Swallows and the Giants are number 1 on our list at the Tokyo Dome right out of the gate. As there's a breaking ball that is delivered by Ohtani that swung on and missed. Cazone down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Teoscar Hernandez. friend, the hobbyist, also in the house here tonight. We appreciate you for stopping in here, Chris, if you're still around. See that you are watching from your end in Tennessee. As the right-hander Ohtani kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Hernandez, and the count is 1-0. Hernandez batting .239 on the season with 16 homers and 59 runs driven in. He was another name at the deadline, along with Ty France, as we mentioned earlier, that was being dangled. Weren't sure he was going to be in a Mariner uniform. There's a check swing that's lifted softly down the first base line, giving chases Cron, and he's going to run out of room as he runs into the wall. And that ball ends up into the well, just beyond where the camera folk would be. That is going to run the count to 1-1 on Hernandez. The ball just kept drifting and drifting and drifting, and Cron had run out of real estate. There's the camera well, and then there's a temporary seating area. It's got maybe about a half a dozen seats that juts out onto the field. That's not a regular piece of the stadium. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. That was in the normal Los Angeles stadium before they put that addition in. It would have been a playable ball for Cron. So 1-2. Now the hitter Hernandez is asked for time as he steps out of the batter's box. So 1-2 it is. As we said, we appreciate everybody who's jumping in on the stream here tonight. We look forward to giving you some more action again tomorrow. Japanese style. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs even to Teoscar Hernandez, 2-2. That's the one thing that Ohtani has to conserve, is a little bit being more economical with his pitch count. He has battled some hitters deep already here tonight. Had a 7-pitch at bat against J-Rod, 6-pitch at bat against Cal Raleigh, and then a 7-pitch at bat against Cazone. So 2-2 it is here to the right-handing hitting Hernandez. He's got a little bit of an old school look going on, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. He goes down and strikes. He's got the old-fashioned stirrups on. Don't see those too often, and that's not helping him here against the right-hander Ohtani as he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Cade Marlowe. Well, for Marlowe, he comes to the plate with a .308 batting average. He's got a home run and 2 RBIs. So Ohtani delivers a first pitch breaking ball that swung on and tap foul, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Marlowe. Got a chance to see Marlowe play a couple of weeks ago when the Blue Jays were in Seattle. He was posting up in right field that evening. First look at the young left-handed hitting outfielder for the Mariners. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted softly into shallow left field. Ball is going to get down in front of the left fielder, Randall Grichuk. And Marlowe is aboard with a single here with 2 gone in the second inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman and newly acquired Josh Rojas. Well, for Rojas, he's batting .223 on the season. He's got no homers and 26 RBIs. Most of those numbers were with the Diamondbacks organization. And here's the first offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mariners in Los Angeles. This could be a pivotal time here for the Mariners and the Angels, as there's a fastball that swung on and missed. They go back door down to first base on the base runner Marlowe, but he gets back in time. Matt Thaiss had something brewing there with CJ Cron, but diving back safely was Marlowe. It was a swing and a miss. They almost had him going the other way. Better throw there by the catcher. Thaiss might have had him. It was a difficult play because the left-handed hitting Rojas, who had taken the swing and missed. There's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Rojas didn't go, and that runs the count to 1-2. Difficult play when the left-handed batter's there and you're trying to get in behind him to make that snap throw. Unfortunately, or fortunately for the Angels, that ball didn't end up in the right field corner. Nice play there by Cron to flag it down. So here comes the 1-2 as Otane kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. That's going to run the count to 2-2 on Rojas. This is going to be pitch number 40 of the ball game coming up here for Otane. He gets himself set. Lots of Otane jerseys in the stands tonight as they're watching the big right-hander pitch. Here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is in time. And that is going to retire Marlowe. That's going to be caught stealing 2-6. Doesn't look like the Mariners are even going to look at that one. That is going to do it here for the Mariners in their half of the second inning. There was no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving now to the bottom of the second. Your score is Los Angeles 0 and Seattle 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody who's with us here tonight.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole. A little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the second inning. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Angels. That means Mike Moustakas, Randall Grichuk, and Mickey Moniak to face the right-hander Brian Wu, who will come on for his second inning of work. We were talking earlier on about the number of changes in the Angels lineup, and we've got our friend CV in the house here, CV Baseball Card Collector. And it is interesting as they've acquired CJ Cron and Randall Grichuk from the Rockies prior to the All-Star break, as well as adding a couple of weeks back Mike Moustakas. So a very different look. You think of some of the injuries to some of the players that are out right now, whether it be a Logan O'Hoppe is gone, Mike Trout out, Joe Adell not in the lineup, Anthony Rendon, and the list really just goes on. There's a fastball that misses outside to Moustakas for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Taylor Ward got hit in the face last week against the Blue Jays when the right-hander Alek Manoah uncorked a wild pitch and hit him in the face. He's going to be on the 60-day disabled list. He may be done for the playoffs as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Moustakas. So 2 balls and no strikes. For the Moose, he's batting .263 on the season. He's got 9 homers and 30 runs driven in. The right-hander Wu ready to go back to work. He rocks into the windup and delivers. That is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in hard is Rodriguez. He's there, and he makes the catch. That is going to retire Moustakas for the first out of the inning. So 1 Angel up and 1 Angel down here, and that will bring up the left fielder, Randall Grichuk. Friend CV Baseball Card Collector says that Moniak is an awesome Angel pickup. That's 100% for sure. He was the first overall pick in the draft by the Philadelphia Phillies. And I remember a few years ago when Joe Girardi was running the ship over there, and Moniak had either got sent down or he was upset that he'd been passed over for a call-up. As Brian Wu delivers the pitch, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And Girardi went on record as saying, well, we're kind of looking for somebody that's not hitting .230 or a little bit something different. He wasn't impressed with the way that Moniak was playing down in the minors. Here comes the 0-1. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Grichuk. And it was just a rough ride for him there in Philadelphia. Never was able to get some sea legs under him. They made the flip, of course, Brandon Marsh going the other way. The Phillies getting the World Series last year, and now Moniak finally figuring it out in Los Angeles. He's been a great pickup for the Angels. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted over on the first baseline. Moving over toward the dugout at the first base side is Ty France, and he makes the catch. That's going to retire Randall Grichuk for the second out of the inning. Now, if you're Randall Grichuk, you might want to be hanging around at Mickey Moniak and find out what's in the water he's drinking, because, to be fair, Randall Grichuk has never lived up to his billing in any of the organizations that he's played at. So now he's getting an opportunity in Los Angeles. See what he can do there. Here comes the first offering from Wu. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. I think of Grichuk's time in Toronto, and of course he was a St. Louis Cardinal and never had that opportunity really to, well, he has had opportunities, but he's never had the opportunity to take his game to another level with the opportunities he's been given. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Mick says, ever since the end of last season, Manoah's been giving up a lot of runs left and right. Well, if you follow Alek Manoah on his Instagram page, you'll see that he's had a very active off season, and it might be a little bit more of a distraction of he's been living the good life. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the line in right field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, but it's going to hook foul into the seats. It's going to run the count to 1-2. Alek Manoah certainly has had a pretty good lifestyle over the last little bit. There was word on the street that he pitched in the All-Star game in 2022 at 285 pounds. And this year, when the Blue Jays sent him down to Dunedin, he reported down at 320. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, and that's going to be lifted into the seats. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. That weight right there probably made Bartolo Colon blush with embarrassment, as Bartolo probably couldn't have ever dreamt of pitching at that weight. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Wu ready to go again. Now he rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Moniak. I'm really interested to see how Moniak will play out. I mean, he's hitting .317 on the season with those 11 homers and 35 RBIs. But on top of it, you can point your finger early on and say he was doing it with Trout and Ohtani around him. Well, now he's hitting a little bit lower in the order. He's got nobody around him, and there's a fastball that swung on and missed. Moniak down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Angels in their half of the inning. They go in order. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Mariners 0 and the Angels 0. Stick around. We'll be back with the top of the third. I'm glad you guys are with us tonight. We're glad you guys can be catching this ball game here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the third inning. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. We appreciate you guys all for listening in. Here's another one from our friend Steve Rademacher. I think he's in the chat somewhere tonight. Be sure to give him a poke when you can. Steve Rademacher, at your service.
Hey, guys. Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. And the first pitch of the third inning delivered to Josh Rojas was a ball lifted down the left field line. And giving chase was the left fielder for the Angels, and it was Randall Grichuk who wins the battle with the wall. He uses the wall to propel himself up into the air, and he leaped and made the catch. Fantastic play. He even got the tip of the cap from Shohei Ohtani. That is one out here in the third inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order in J.P. Crawford, who takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Crawford tonight singled his first time up, but he was stranded at third base. As he is ready on the offering here from Ohtani, it's a slow breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As you know, we do the NPB games, or as most of you do who have joined us before in the past. Last night, Trevor Bauer went 10 innings in a 12-inning affair, shutout innings for the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars, as that fastball misses outside and the count goes to 2-1. I find it very fascinating that when Bauer was pitching not very well at the beginning of the year, he was getting skewered by the American media. And of course, now that he is pitching much better, you don't hear a whole lot about it. That fastball misses outside. The count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. 10 innings on 123 pitches last night in that ball game. Our friend CV says, good for Bauer. What's his record now? I believe he's either 7-2 or 8-2, as there's a fastball swung on and missed, but he's finally lowered his earned run average down below 3. I think it's around 2.94 or 2.90 now. That's just off the top of my head. I was doing some early afternoon research today, just checking in. I thought his start might have been tonight. I missed the games last night in the NPB. As a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friend Mick says when Ohtani gets in his head, he starts to give up runs. Ohtani, I'm curious to see what his life expectancy in this game is going to be. 47 pitches for the big right-hander already here early in the third inning. He does have his entourage of adoring fans in the house in LA tonight, cheering the big fella on. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and that's going to be ball 4, as Crawford's going to be aboard with a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Well, for J-Rod, he reached base on an error back in the first inning. It was the throwing error by C.J. Cron that allowed him to reach base, but they weren't able to get anywhere past third as they stranded Rodriguez at second and Crawford at third in the inning. The first pitch is swung on. It's grounded softly to short. They go over to second for 1, but they're not going to be able to turn the double play. Rengifo is going to get the fielder's choice of Crawford. That's going to retire Crawford 6-4. As he has gone for the second out, J-Rod is safe over at first base, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Well, for Suarez, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the shortstop his first time up. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Matt Olson and Pete Alonso have hit the most home runs since 2018 in the big leagues. And Eugenio Suarez is third, as he has hit 175, as the information is flashing by our eyes. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. That's pretty impressive. Think about Eugenio Suarez, his time with the Cincinnati Reds. He posted some pretty big numbers down there in Cincinnati. And in some ways, there was talk about that the main cog in the deal when they got him from the Reds was actually Jesse Winker. As there's a breaking ball swung on and is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to run the count to 2-1. And that they were taking Suarez because the Reds were wanting to get rid of that big contract. As it turned out, Suarez had a very productive year last year, and Jesse Winker ended up getting packed up and sent on to Milwaukee. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Suarez. Our friend CV says Jesse is mostly hype. That might be the case. He's not having a great year in Milwaukee this year either. He did have that one season in Cincinnati where it looked like he was turning the corner. Maybe that will be the only summer of baseball that he will get a chance to enjoy. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. Suarez goes down on strikes for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for Seattle in their half of the third inning. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. Now moving to the bottom of the third, your score is the Angels nothing and the Mariners nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the bottom half of the third inning. It is going to be Hunter Renfroe, Matt Thaiss, and Zach Neto slated to come to bat, as we are just waiting here on the return to the action. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties, as it looks like the feed had gone down, and we'll see if we can resume this in just a moment, as it is going to be Shohei Ohtani coming on for, or it's going to be Brian Wu coming on for his third inning of work. That feed didn't last long. We had to go to our B feed really quickly, but we are back still here with you. So Hunter Renfroe at the plate. He's batting .251 on the season. Takes a fastball inside for ball one. The count is 1-0. Renfroe has 17 homers and 49 runs driven in. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wu. He gets his sign from his catcher, Raleigh. He works into the windup and delivers. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Our friend CV says, Neto is awesome. Yeah, Neto is a very interesting guy. He was a first-round pick of the Angels, and I believe he went to Campbell University, as that fastball just misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. And he is pretty much a fast-track here guy into the big leagues. The shortstop who has been very productive this year here for the Los Angeles Angels. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded softly over to third. Suarez fields it. He throws to first. It's going to retire Renfroe on a ground out 5-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Thaiss. Well, for Thaiss, he's hitting .230 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 26 runs driven in. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Wu. I was looking at some of players I would like to see when I'm in Japan. We were talking about this a little earlier, and one of the pitchers I'd like to see is Roki Sasaki, and then I took a look today. He's out with an oblique injury. It's going to be out for 2 months. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Thaiss, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Sasaki, who is leading the NPB in strikeouts, and that will be long gone by the time the season's over, as it looks like it is going to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who could be in line for another Triple Crown. As there's a fastball that is taken outside for a ball, and the count goes even to 1-1. Only 17 pitches in the first 2 innings for Wu. He's hardly broken a sweat. His counterpart, Shohei Ohtani, is over the 50 mark through 3. Here's the 1-1. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Thaiss. CV says that Neto has been the only Angel on the opening day roster besides Ohtani. Too many injuries. Absolutely. We were talking about that earlier, and this Angels ball club is a way different group. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into left field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Marlowe. That's going to retire Thaiss for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Zach Neto. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says, has Shohei Ohtani laboring? It doesn't look like he's laboring. It just looks like that he doesn't have his best stuff here tonight. His command is a little bit dicey. He says Hunter Renfroe and Shohei were the two players that were on the opening day roster. As the right-hander Wu delivers, it's a fastball and it's a check swing fouled away. Count is 0-1. Anytime that type of pitch comes inside to a hitter, like we just saw Neto, saw it last night with Lamont Wade Jr., it's really close to the hands, and you often wonder if they're going to get hit by a pitch, much similar to how Mike Trout was hit by a pitch earlier this year. He is missing time with a fractured hamate. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Neto. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready to go back to work. As Brian Wu gets the sign from his catcher, Cal Raleigh. But now Neto has asked for time. He gets his offensive timeout. We're ready to go back at it again. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Wu rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Neto down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Angels in their half of the third. This one's skipping along quick, everybody. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. Your score is the Angels nothing and the Mariners nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being here with us tonight. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out once the game is done.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back. It is going to be the top of the 4th inning, and it's going to be the heart of the batting order coming to bat for the Mariners. That is going to be Cal Raleigh, Ty France, and Dominic Canzone, as it is going to be inning number 4 about to start. We're going to just take ourselves another 30 seconds. We'll jump back in it here in just a moment. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back to everybody. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat as Shohei Ohtani has completed his warm-up tosses. It is Raleigh, who is 0 for 1 tonight in this one. He struck out his first time up. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It is softly grounded over to third. Moustakas fields it on the run. He throws to first. It's not going to be in time. And Cal Raleigh is going to beat that out for an infield single. They had the defense swung around as the third baseman Moustakas was well over into the 6th hole. The shortstop Neto was almost over the base at second base. And a good hustle job down the line by the catcher Raleigh to be able to beat that one out. And there you go. There is a play that doesn't work for their version of the shift, as that Raleigh is aboard with a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ty France. The first pitch to France is delivered. It's a ground ball over to third. Fielded by Moustakas. They go to second for one, back to first, and that's going to erase Raleigh just as quickly as he got on. That's going to go into the books as a 5-4-3 double play, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Dominic Canzone. So 2 pitches and 2 outs, but not the easy way, as France grounds himself into that double play. And they always used to say if it's a 3-pitch inning, the starter will get himself a steak dinner. So let's see what happens here. The first pitch is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Young teams, you often tell them if the first 2 hitters swing at the first pitch and get out. The third hitter needs to understand that and take a couple of pitches. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Canzone. Canzone 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up, but he gave quite the battle to Ohtani. Here's the 1-1. That's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is Renfroe. He's got time and space. He makes the catch. That's going to do it here in the 4th inning. We're clipping along pretty good. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is Seattle 0 and Los Angeles 0. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. Now, I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 4th inning. And this game here has got quite a bit of pace to it here, as it is going to be the top of the order. Rengifo, Ohtani, and Cron to come to bat here for the second time against Wu, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Canzone, and he's going to make the catch. And with 1 pitch, there is 1 away here in the 4th inning. That is going to bring up the pitcher Shohei Ohtani. Well, for Ohtani, he singled his first time up. He was erased in a double play to end the 1st inning, as it was a 3-6-3 variety to end the 1st. Wu rocking into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ohtani. Ohtani batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Wu. As we said before, we are a little bit struggling with our feed here, as we've had to go to our B feed as well. Here comes the offering from Wu. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Have to make sure we have our A and our B feeds up and ready to go. Here comes the 1-1 offering as Wu rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses low. That might have been a home call for the Los Angeles legend, Ohtani, as Wu hasn't got enough service time to get one of those calls. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Wu ready to go back to work. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a changeup that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. There is action now in the Los Angeles bullpen. Jose Soriano is up and throwing. As I was suggesting before, it'd be interesting to see how much time that Ohtani will have left in this game. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and away. That's going to be ball 4. Ohtani is aboard with a walk here, and that'll bring up the first baseman, C.J. Cron. Not sure what Wu is doing there. He's got some questions for his middle guys. Well, That brings up Cron, who's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into the 3-6-3 double play his first time up. The newly acquired first baseman is in the midst of a 12-game hitting streak. He has a very upright stance, slightly open, and he swings at the first pitch and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Cron. So no balls and 1 strike. After this game is over, we will give you the full roundup around Major League Baseball. So hopefully you folks will be able to listen into that one too. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One of our friends to the channel, Gracie Lynn, was in last night. She may pop in again tonight. She was in telling us the story yesterday. If you had an opportunity to see the game that the Birmingham, Alabama team lost, Birmingham Barons, I think they are. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Cron. It wasn't just that they lost, it was how they lost in the midst of a 12-game losing streak. Blew a 6-1 lead in the 7-inning doubleheader game in the top of the 7th inning. It was in the top of the 7th, and then they ended up having to battle back a couple of times, ended up losing the game. Some irony there. We actually have a customer of ours who happened to be at the game last night. I was talking to the wife, and the husband had come back from Birmingham, Alabama today. There's a fastball that misses outside, and she was telling us that he was at that ball game. And Gracie Lynn was giving us her best in the chat recap of that game. So if you want to see a wild and crazy box score, go take a look at that from last night. So here comes the 3-1 pitch as Cron waits here on the offering from Wu. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to be room for Marlowe as he makes the grab in front of the warning track. Retreating back to first base is Otane, but that goes into the books as a flyout to 7 for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Mike Moustakas. Well, for Moustakas tonight, he's 0 for 1. He flew out to the center fielder his first time up. Veteran presence in the lineup. Moustakas won the World Series with the Kansas City Royals in 2015. He's made the playoffs 5 times in 7 years from 2014 to 2020. So lots of experience here with the former Kansas City Royal. That's really where I remember Moustakas most as a Royal. But he's bounced around a little bit since then. I believe Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Colorado, and now the Angels. I may have missed somebody in that tour. Here comes the first offering from Wu, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Moustakas waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from Wu. That was only pitch number 40 for Wu here as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Who would have thought that Wu would probably be in this game longer than Otani? There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Racing over to cut it off is Rodriguez. Going all the way around to third is Otani. Holding it first with the 2-out single is Moustakas. Good piece of hitting as he was able to go the other way. So that's going to put runners at the corners with 2 out, and it's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Randall Grichuk. Nice job there. Inside-out swing by Moustakas. The pitch was a fastball that was left up in the zone. He was able to keep his hands inside the ball and go the other way as Otani easily goes from first to third. The Angels have an opportunity to cash the first run of the ball game here as Grichuk comes to bat. Since the 1st of July, Grichuk has been swinging a hot bat. He's hitting .352 on the season, batting .311 with the 9 homers and 28 RBIs entering the game. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. CV asked the question if they've pulled Shohei. We're going to find out in the next inning. The bullpen has been heating up, and it looks like for all intents and purposes, we may see a pitching change in that next inning, so stay tuned. A little bit early, but Otani just seemed to not have his best stuff. It was Jose Soriano who was getting hot as that fastball misses, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Grichuk. Where this ball game is going to get itself interesting. It's not going to be the starters that may win or lose the game. It's going to be the bullpen. And if it's the battle of the bullpen, I think my needle would point towards the Mariners if they got themselves a lead. There's a fastball that swung on, and it's knife foul down the right field line. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Randall Grichuk. So Grichuk digs himself back in. Wu checks the runner at first, and now he works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Randall Grichuk. The first sign of trouble that Wu has been in here tonight, as he has pretty much had a pretty easy clip up to this pace. Second time through the order. It's been a bit of a challenge. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the right field line, and now the count runs full to Grichuk. Well, they're going to be in motion. Will be the base runner Moustakas at first, as there's 2 gone here. They're not even going to hold him. That's interesting. They're going to move Ty France off the base. They're going to let him know. They let him know that he's not going to do that. Soriano looks like he's completed his tosses. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Grichuk is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Oh, he chased the ball. That's going to be it. And it looks like the Angels are going to be going to the bullpen. It looks like Shohei's night is going to be done early here. So no runs in the inning. It's going to be 1 hit, no errors. And there was 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Mariners nothing and the Angels nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. That's disappointing if they're going to be taking out Shohei. That's what we all come to see. Hopefully we have ourselves a decent game the rest of the way. We'll be right back. It's 0-0 as we move to the 5th.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodemacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini. To go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rodemacher. Our friend CV says, you watch, they'll probably bring him back a day early. Not to be unexpected. I know in my own managerial experience, we had that when I was in Europe. We had a weekend series. And we had our Czech national team pitcher on the mound in the first game of a weekend set. And then we had a oddball midweek matchup, and I wanted to give him the start on back-to-back days. But if I would have rode him out in a potential losing cause, had to make a decision by the 6th inning if I was going to take him or leave him. Took him to about 75 pitches on the Saturday to give him 3 days rest to bring him back on the 4th day on the Wednesday. And the first pitch from Soriano is a fastball that is swung on and lined into right field. So Teoscar Hernandez welcomes the new pitcher with a base hit on the first pitch that he sees. The Mariners have a runner aboard here in the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up Cade Marlowe. So I can understand why they would do that and certainly be able to manage the innings here for Shohei to bring him back if that is need be. So we're going to see what happens here in the Battle of the Bullpens. But at the same time, you'd like to think I'll be able to do it. But the trainer is talking to Phil Nevin, so curious to know what that's all about. As that pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Marlowe. Marlowe, 1 for 1 tonight, had a single his first time up, but he was caught stealing to end the second inning. Runner at first, Hernandez. Here's the pitch from Soriano. It's a fastball swung on its lifted foul down the left field line. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. But I can understand managing the counts, but if it's something there, if he's discussing or having a chat with the trainer, be sure after the ball game to check the news and notes as to maybe why Ohtani has left the game early. And that can't be great news for the Angels. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-2. For Jose Soriano on the season, he doesn't have a record. This is his 19th appearance of the year. He has 21 innings pitched to his name. He's got 34 strikeouts on the season. He is in his rookie year. He's allowed 13 hits. He's walked 15, and he has 34 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Marlowe goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Josh Rojas. Well, this is the third time that Rojas has come to the plate this evening, although he's only got 1 official at bat. He was at the plate when Marlowe was caught stealing back in the second. He flew out to begin the third, and now he is batting here in the fifth. As the right-hander Soriano delivers, it's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. That is one nasty hook that Soriano has here. Rojas acquired from the Diamondback organization on Monday before the trade deadline, or as the trade deadline had approached. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over to second. Rengifo throws over to second for 1, but they're not going to be able to go back the other way. Rojas still runs pretty well. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. It erases Hernandez 4-6 for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in J.P. Crawford. Well, for Crawford tonight, he's been on base both times he's come to the plate. He had a single in the first, and he walked in the second. That's from the left side here against the right-hander Soriano. As they fire over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Rojas. I would say this would be an excellent opportunity to steal right now. If Rojas can get himself into scoring position, then they've got a chance to bang him home. If not, you've got your leadoff hitter to begin the next inning, so keep an eye here. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and then Theis goes to throw down, and he ends up losing the handle on the ball, and it makes its way over to the third base dugout. But the runner Rojas didn't go anywhere on that one. Oh boy, that's the second time tonight that Theis has lost the handle on the transfer. So it looked like Rojas may have wanted to take off, but he ends up holding on over at first base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Crawford. I have to say, I really enjoy watching J.P. Crawford play defensively. If I had to make an all-defensive team of current players that are playing in the major leagues, Crawford would probably be on that list as the shortstop. Not for his offensive prowess. There's a fastball swung on, and there's a base hit into right center field. Rounding second and heading to third is Rojas. Coming up with it is the center fielder, Moniak. He fires it back in, and Crawford's aboard for the third time today. His second base hit. He's really picked up his average since starting very slowly this year. But that moves Rojas all the way around to third, and they are threatening yet again are the Mariners. That's going to bring Julio Rodriguez to the plate. It's only so many times you can threaten and have Julio Rodriguez at the plate before he delivers. They needed to be able to finish off that inning with either Rojas or with Crawford, but now they've got themselves in some trouble with Soriano. So the right-hander works to the set position, and now he delivers. It's a fastball at 99 that catches the outside corner. Count is quickly 0-1 to J-Rod. J-Rod has reached base twice tonight. Once was on an error, and the other was by a fielder's choice. He's officially 0 for 2. He does have a stolen base in this one. The right-hander Soriano ready to go again. Now he kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball down. They appeal to the first base umpire, and they say that Rodriguez did go around, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, we are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for our regular NPB Japanese baseball. So if you're new, pop into that. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And that's going to retire J-Rod for the third out of the inning. That's going to do it here for the Mariners in their half of the fifth. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a couple of hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 4.5. Your score is the Angels nothing and the Mariners nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for all being with us.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fifth inning, and slated to come to bat to face Brian Wu will be Mickey Moniak, Hunter Renfroe, and Matt Thaiss. We are going to be bringing you here the bottom of the fifth inning. For Brian Wu, he has been absolutely outstanding so far here tonight in his work. He has been able to limit the Angels to only 2 hits through his 4 innings of work, and I would have not predicted that he would have a longer outing than Shohei in this one. There's a first pitch fastball that is check swing fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Moniak. Moniak 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. As they pan the dugout to see Ohtani, and looks like he'll still be in the ball game to hit, but his day is done as the pitcher in this one. Here's the offering. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Moniak. As we said, be checking the wires after the game to see what has to be said about Ohtani. I assume he's going to stay in the game as a DH. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball at 96, swung on and missed. Wu dialed it up, and he's able to get Moniak for the second time tonight on strikes. So 1 up and 1 away here in the fifth, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe. And by my books, that's the 4th strikeout tonight here for Wu. So 1 gone in the books. And Hunter Renfroe striding to the plate. Well, for Renfroe tonight, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time up. The pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend, the CV baseball card collector, says the Ohtani rule, he still bats. That is correct. And actually, I kind of like that rule. If you're the pitcher in the ballgame as the starter, you could stay in that position. As there's a fastball that misses outside, the count goes to 1-1. I was having a conversation this week a little bit about, in some ways how progressive the United States, I say the United States, specifically North America, but the United States on how baseball is played. And then sometimes they do some things that are very, very archaic. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Here you have a Japanese player as your first two-way player in the big leagues. And it kind of makes you wonder, if there were other guys in the last 30 or 40 years who might have been able to do both a designated hitter role and a pitching role. There's a fastball swung on, is chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded neatly by the second baseman, Rojas, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Renfroe on a ground out 4-3, the second out of the inning. Guys I think of off the top of my head, I think it was Chris Owings with the Diamondbacks would have been one, or was it Micah Owings? I can't remember the pitcher's name. There was one of the Owings. There was another one in terms of Madison Bumgarner. Could you imagine if Bumgarner was allowed to DH? Mike Hampton, when he played for the Rockies, I think he hit 5 or 6 bombs back in the 90s, was an excellent hitting pitcher. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-0. And then on top of it, you think about other players like Carlos Zambrano of the Cubs. I believe he also was with the Mets organization. Those type of players that, given the opportunity to swing the bat on a regular basis, what they may have been able to do. There's a fastball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Theis. But certainly Shohei Ohtani getting his opportunity. I remember seeing highlights of him with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters playing right field for the Fighters, and then going out the next day and pitching, not even breaking a sweat. When you have a player like that of his caliber, why not? Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's Wu ready to deliver as he rocks into the windup. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball and just misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1 on Theis. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. We are going to squeeze some more MLB action in your way next week, as we will be calling more MLB games through the month of August until we leave. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2 on Theis. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Wu working himself set at the belt. Now he rocks into the windup. Here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Theis is down on strikes. That's the second strikeout of the inning, as Wu has retired him here in the 5th inning. They go in order to the Angels. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 5 complete. It is the Mariners nothing and the Angels nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. Glad you guys could be in here with us tonight. It is Angels and Mariners on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 6th inning, and coming to bat for Seattle will be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in their batting order. That means Eugenio Suarez, Cal Raleigh, and Ty France. They will be looking to get things going here. They did have a pitching change in the last inning, as Jose Soriano had come into the ballgame to replace Shohei Ohtani. So we are anticipating a pitching parade from here on in till the end of the ball game, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what they will provide for us here. And the first offering to Suarez was a fastball that was swung on and missed, and that count ran it to 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted the other way, and this ball is looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Eugenio Suarez. That's going to open the scoring here for the Mariners in the 6th inning, as he takes Soriano the opposite way. That it was a rainmaker as that one came down in the 4th or 5th row. But that ball was absolutely missiled. That's going to be the 16th of the year for Suarez. That is going to give the Mariners a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. So 1-0 it is here for the Mariners, and that's going to bring Cal Raleigh to the plate. And for Raleigh tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That gives Suarez now 176 home runs. And there's a fastball delivered to Raleigh that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Soriano again delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-1 on Raleigh. Raleigh had that hustle hit his last time up. He beat out an infield single as that ball had been grounded over to the third baseman, Moustakas, who was in a shift. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Raleigh. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is as the right-hander Soriano ready to go again. Gets his sign from his catcher, Theis. He works to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line, and the count is going to remain at 2-2 to Raleigh. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll try to catch up on scores from the out-of-town games around the MLB as it's not a full slate today as that fastball is swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Raleigh. All of the teams around Major League Baseball will resume action tomorrow, but the big news was Max Scherzer winning in his debut for the Texas Rangers tonight. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Raleigh goes down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Ty France. There were a few firsts around the MLB today as Michael Lorenzen got his first win for the Phillies. Jack Flaherty came over to the American League, picked up his first win for the Orioles. Of course, Max Scherzer gets his first win for the Texas Rangers today. The first pitch fastball is swung on and missed by Ty France, and the count is quickly 0-1. And it's the first time in 3 days that the Cubs did not put up a 10-spot or more on the Cincinnati Reds, though they still won the ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped slowly down the third base line. It's going to roll foul. It's going to run the count to 0-2. I guess the right tonic for the Kansas City Royals was having the New York Mets come to town, as the Royals were able to beat up on the Mets today. Only other game going on right now in Major League Baseball, it is the Dodgers with a 1-0 lead over the Oakland Athletics. That's in the top of the third inning. We'll give you all the other scores at the end of this one here today on the full recap around the horn. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Ty France. Our friend TJ100K says, let's go Seattle. Thanks for popping in here with us tonight, as there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. As the Mariners their slogan this year is "See Us Rise." And that is definitely what they are doing, and C being spelled S-E-A. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ty France, as he bats here with 1 out and already 1 run on the board. There is a left-hander up and throwing in the Angels bullpen, but it is Jose Soriano who is working here. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped foul just over top of the third base dugout, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll take a look at the MLB schedule next week and see what are the later games, as it will be the later games that we would be doing. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined, and a leaping grab by the second baseman, Luis Rengifo. He had to crawl the ladder to get up to make that catch. What a play by him. That's going to retire France. That was a great swing by France, but a better play by Rengifo to haul that one in. France is gone for the second out of the inning. Hit that ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of Rengifo. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Dominic Canzone. And the first pitch offered to Canzone is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Canzone tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out and he has flown out to right field in his 2 trips to the plate. But both of those at-bats were against the starter, Shohei Ohtani. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to the right side. Rengifo fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to do it here. They had a run in the inning on the home run by Suarez. There was 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left the base. And a couple of nice defensive plays by the second baseman, Rengifo. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score now is the Seattle Mariners 1 and the Los Angeles Angels no score. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top or bottom of the 6th inning. It is 1-0 now for Seattle. We'll be right back in just a couple moments with all the action. Hang tight.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 batters in the Los Angeles batting order to come to bat to face the right-hander Brian Wu, who has been absolutely sparkling in his 5 innings of work here tonight. That means it's going to be Zach Neto, Luis Rengifo, and Shohei Ohtani to face the right-hander here. Mariners have got the scoring opened in the top of the 6th inning as Eugenio Suarez hit a solo shot to begin the inning off of the reliever Jose Soriano. That is where we stand right now. 1-0 for the Mariners. First pitch to Neto is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Only 59 pitches through the 5 innings for the right-hander Wu. Very economical so far here tonight. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we were starting to say earlier, we're going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night with the NPB, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. If you're going to be up, stay along with us as we'll give you a call of all the action. We'll repeat again on Saturday with the same 2 ball clubs between the Fighters and the Hawks. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted soft into right field. Coming in and making the catch is the right fielder, Canzone. And that is going to retire Neto for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Luis Rengifo. Well, for Rengifo, he had himself a pretty good inning in that last half defensively, as he made himself a couple of nice plays, took away a line drive or potential line drive off of the bat of France, and then was able to finish the inning by recording Dominic Canzone out for the final out. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count was quickly 0-1 to Rengifo. Rengifo flew out to center, and then he flew to right in his first 2 trips. That is Shohei Ohtani, who has moved into the on-deck circle, so he is going to stay into the game to hit, as per our friend CV Baseball Card Collector. He's not going anywhere. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1 on Rengifo. I like what Brian Wu is doing. I don't know if he's got October stuff or not. But I certainly like the way that he is throwing here tonight. Here comes the offering. As the 1-1's on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base line. But he has been able to keep the Angels hitters off balance in this one for sure. And more than likely, he's going to get an opportunity to come back out for inning number 7 if he can get through this inning here with a little to no damage. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Wu rocks into the windup. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, Rengifo stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that one go by for out number 2. And that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter now, Shohei Ohtani. Well, for Ohtani tonight, he's been aboard twice. He singled his first time up. He was erased in a double play, and then he walked and was stranded third back in the 4th. The right-hander Wu gets his side from Raleigh. He rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses low and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ohtani. Ohtani leads the Angels in a number of statistical categories, including hits, home runs, RBIs, runs scored as the fastball misses down and in, and the count is 2-0. Extra base hits also Ohtani leads the team with. Stolen bases. The list continues just to go on. It's pretty impressive. Here comes the 2-0 offering as Wu rocks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. And now they just hold up the 4th finger. They're going to intentionally walk Ohtani. That's going to put him aboard here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, C.J. Cron. Well, for Cron, he's 0 for 2 in this one. He's grounded into a double play, and he has flown out to left in his 2 trips to the plate. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wu. He rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Cron. Ohtani over at first. He's engaged in a conversation there with Ty France. I wonder what exactly is being said. Here comes the 0-1 offering. There's a fastball. Down goes Ohtani down to second base. The throw to second is not in time. Ohtani is going to get himself his 14th stolen base of the year as he slides in safely. That puts him into scoring position. The pitch was up high, but Cron had swung through it. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Good jump there by the designated hitter of the Angels. An interesting play there by Rojas as he tried to fake out Ohtani. He had to crawl the ladder, and then he tried to race around as if that the ball had gone around him. But Ohtani wasn't biting the fake. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined up the middle past the diving J.P. Crawford. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's not going to be in time as it's cut off. And that is going to even the scoreline. A base hit single here by C.J. Cron has driven in the tying run. Ohtani comes around to score the tying run here for the Angels in the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Mike Moustakas, and we're locked at 1s now in Los Angeles. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says at this rate, he'll never get to 50 homers. Possibly not, but he'll get hot, I would assume, at some point. He probably will go in streaks, get into a situation where you hit 2 or 3 at a time. Well, we have a moment here as the pitching coaches come on out to have a few words with Brian Wu. Mike Moustakas striding to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in this one. This is, of course, a point in the game where the game could go sideways. I would like to think that they're going to try to break it up right here, or try to get Wu to, say break it up, but try to get through this inning. And then at some point here, they could turn it over to the bullpen. Scott Service does like to use his pen. He's got a pretty decent one at that. Be curious to see who the options would be tonight. Andre, I would think that the Mariners would have a number of different options at their disposal. Here comes the offering. It's a fastball that just misses inside. The count is 1-0. But with Paul Sewald no longer there, it'd be interesting to see who they're going to try to close games out with. Will it be Munoz? Here comes the 1-0 to Moustakas. Pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. In a lot of ways, bullpen arms are much like offensive linemen in football. They don't really get noticed a whole lot unless, of course, they're not doing very well. That's where you start to see things start to fall apart. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul. When you look at the bullpen, Matt Brash has been used a lot this year as that runs the count now to 2-1 on Moustakas. He's had himself a nice year. I've seen Taylor Saucedo pitch, as is Justin Tapa. They've got Gabe Spire, Isaiah Campbell, Devin Sweet, and Trent Thornton, who they've just recently acquired. But who is going to be the closer to finish games out? I'm not sure. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. Count now goes to 2-2. Matt Brash, the Kingston, Ontario native, has had a great season for the Mariners out of the bullpen. But I often wonder, too, if, as I say, if some of these players are overused over time. And now there's been a time violation here on Brian Wu. He's ready to deliver the pitch. And the home plate umpire jumps out and says, nope, we're going to add a ball to the count. So that's going to run the count now to 3-2 here on Moustakas. It's the first count violation we've seen. 8 seconds as it clicks down. Wu ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on this line in the right center field gap. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner, Cron. He's going to score easily. And that is going to be a knock here for Mike Moustakas. That's going to cash in the second run of the game for the Angels, as he's got himself a 2-out double. And that is going to put the score line now 2-1 for the Angels over the Mariners here in the 6th inning. Nice piece of hitting there by Moustakas. Takes that ball into the pull gap. The right fielder was more shifted toward the foul line. He takes that ball right off the wall, and CJ Cron able to score all the way from first base on the double by Moustakas, and it's now 2-1 for the Angels. The first pitch delivered to Randall Grichuk is a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Our friend CV Baseball Collector, pounding his drum, says, let's go Angels. Well, if you're an Angel fan, it's a good time to be one right now. Here comes the 1-0 offering. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Grichuk. Grichuk tonight 0 for 2. He has popped the first and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. Wu is running out of gas here in the 6th inning. Here comes the 2-0. Checks Moustakas at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that the home plate umpire says that he went around him, and that's going to run the count to 2-1 on Randall Grichuk. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Home plate umpire for this one is Paul Clemens. It's Adrian Johnson at first, Quinn Walcott at second, and Junior Valentine over at third. I don't think I ever properly introduced the umpires, as that fastball is taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. "81 pitches now for Wu here in the 6th inning. Runner at second is Moustakas, 2 gone, as Grichuk waits on the 2-2 offering. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses way outside. The count is now 3-2 to Randall Grichuk. There is action in the Seattle bullpen. Who just has to find a way to get through the 6th inning here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Checks the runner at second. Now he delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped up the middle, fielded by Rojas on the run. And that's going to retire Grichuk for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Angels. But the damage has been done as they get 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. And 1 runner left the board. We are now through 6 complete. Your score is the Angels 2 and the Mariners 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 7th inning when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning, and it is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Mariners. That means Teoscar Hernandez, Cade Marlowe, and Josh Rojas. And it does look like we have a pitching change. It is going to be Matt Moore coming into the ball game. So Matt Moore on in relief. And for those of you who aren't sure who Matt Moore is a former NPBer. He was with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Matt Moore has been around. He's finding himself now in the bullpen for the Los Angeles Angels. Moore, of course, 34 years old. He has been a big league veteran. He began his career with the Tampa Bay Rays. His best year, obviously, we were probably in our mind was the 17-4 season back in 2013, but he had a litany of arm injuries. He ended up with San Francisco, Texas, Detroit, went overseas. Then he was with Philly and Texas, and now he's with the Angels. And he first pitches a breaking ball, waved out and missed by Teoscar Hernandez for strike number 1, and the count is 0-1. Hernandez tonight 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. As the lefty Moore delivers, it is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. Like his stuff, has some great stuff. He certainly had some good years. He struggled with the Phillies when he came back from Japan. Last year with Texas, he was 5-2 with a 1.95 ERA in 63 ball games. This year here with the Angels, he's been very, very effective. 32 1/3 innings so far for the lefty. He's only allowed 20 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 30, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Hernandez. He's had surgery. He ended up with Detroit. I believe it was an ACL injury that put him out for the time with the Tigers. Had 2 starts with Detroit as they had signed him. Ended up blowing up his knee, fielding a bunt. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow right field. Moving in on it is the right fielder Renfroe. Moving back on it is Rengifo, but it's going to be CJ Cron who pulls it in. So the first baseman is going to retire Hernandez. That's a pop out to 3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Cade Marlowe. Well, for Marlowe, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Marlowe didn't go. So 1 ball and no strikes. Left-hander Moore ready to go again as he works to the set. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Marlowe. Lefty versus the lefty. Moore ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Fielded neatly by Moustakas. He throws to first. And Marlowe goes in the books as a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the second baseman, Josh Rojas. But I'll be curious to see if they're going to go to the bench here, as Scott Service does have some options. It looks like they are going to do that. It's going to be Dylan Moore who's coming in with his 167 average. 4 homers and 9 RBIs. So Dylan Moore to pinch hit for Josh Rojas. I often wonder sometimes of the substitutions. I don't know if with 2 outs here, if Rojas is your guy at second base, why don't you just leave him in there? Right now, it's not like Dylan Moore is an option off the bench to hammer a ball into the seats. I say that not out of disrespect to Dylan Moore, but he only has 4 homers on the year in limited play. But that's who Service is turning to now. They've got other options to come as the top of the order. J.P. Crawford waits on deck. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. In other words, you're starting to move or tip your hat a little bit early. So 1 ball and no strikes as the lefty works to the set. Now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Dinger in the house is in again tonight. We welcome you back, Dinger. We've had a pretty good audience for the most part until Shohei departed. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Moore. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. I think Dinger was in the house last night when Gracie Lynn was here. I was telling the story a little bit earlier. She was telling us about the minor league game between Birmingham and who they were playing last night. And they found a way to extend their losing streak. There was a fastball that swung on, and it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moore. I was saying earlier tonight, and ironically, I had a customer who happened to be in Birmingham last night at that game. Got to see the whole meltdown firsthand. That's unbelievable. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. As the lefty now delivers, it is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Moore goes down on strikes. He's out for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Mariners in their half of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Los Angeles Angels 2 and the Seattle Mariners 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate everybody for being here with us tonight. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Mickey Moniak, Hunter Renfroe, and Matt Theis to come to bat here for the Angels in their half of the 7th inning. We're just waiting to see if Brian Wu is coming back out for yet another inning or if it is going to be a pitching change, as we are getting a word here See if that is going to be the case or not. He went 6 innings tonight. He pitched pretty well, had 83 pitches, 52 of them for strikes. But it was the 2 runs in the 6th inning, the intentional walk to Shohei and then CJ Cron, and that is going to be the end of the night. It's going to be Gabe Spire coming in. He's worked 46 games this year. He's got a 3.68 ERA. He's only walked 5. He struck out 38 in the 36 2/3 innings. So Gabe Spire on in relief. The first pitch that he delivers to Moniak is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Spire on in relief of Wu. As the lefty works to the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. You know, when you look at this Mariner bullpen, or at least when I look at the Mariner bullpen and I say, who was here on that roster from 3 years ago? And your names run out pretty quick outside of maybe Andres Munoz, who they got from the Padres. There's a breaking ball down. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is amazing to me just how the bullpen arms can be run through that quickly. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Moniak. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's the 3rd time tonight he's gone down on strikes. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Hunter Renfroe. One of the things I thought was kind of interesting as well, too, when I think about some of the stuff that goes on, and not just the bullpen arms and how that they are completely used or used up. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. I remember back in the day, the mindset used to be you were a starter because you were good. You were in the bullpen because you weren't good enough to start. That always used to be the mindset. If you couldn't start, you weren't good enough to be there. And when you came out of the bullpen, it was because the starter wasn't doing their job. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-1. But the game was changed with probably in the late 80s when Lou Piniella was managing the Cincinnati Reds, and they had the nasty boys of Dibble and Charlton who came in there just throwing gas. There's a slow breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. And so teams started to figure out that, hey, if we go 7 innings, we could shorten up the game with an 8th and a 9th inning guy that can throw strikes and throw hard. Now it's like you can get 6 innings out of your starter, and you can bring in the next 3 guys are throwing harder and harder and harder. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count is now 2-2 to Hunter Renfroe. Just the mindset and the whole philosophy of how the game is played has changed significantly. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Spire ready to go back to work again as he set to face the right-handed hitting Hunter Renfroe. Here's the 2-2. As he works himself to the belt, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jim Palmer once said about, I think it was Wally Papp, I believe it was the pitcher. It was Milt Pappas. Milt Pappas, the pitcher with the Cubs, used to be a guy that would call it a 5 and a fly guy. As there's a fastball that misses down, the count now goes to 3-2. And his line was often, he would go out there and he would give you 5 innings. If he was in the lead, he would want to pull himself out so he could get the win. If he was in the 6th inning and he was losing by a run, he'd want to stay in the battle. He never wanted to get that loss. There's a fastball that comes in on the inside corner, and Hunter Renfroe stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by. That's going to be strike 3 in the books here, and Hunter Renfroe down for out number 2 in the 7th. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Matt Thaiss. But back to Jim Palmer there for a minute, and as he was saying about being a 5 and a fly guy, very interesting that was the way that he operated. That was, let's get out of here as soon as we get the win. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Thaiss, and this ball is going to be lofted into shallow right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Thaiss has got himself a 2-out single here, as that ball fell into right center field in front of the right fielder, Canzone. As he is aboard now with a single, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Zach Neto. There is action in the Seattle bullpen, and that looks like it's going to be the end of the night here, as Scott Service has come out and taken the ball after 3 batters from his left-hander Spire. We're going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be a righty coming in. Hang tight, everybody. It is a runner at first and Matt Theis. There's 2 away, and we'll be back with all the action and give you that change when we return after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher come back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Thanks again, Steve. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Zach Neto coming to bat. We do have a pitching change. We're going to get you that here in just a moment as the Seattle Mariners are going to their bullpen for the second time tonight. They are making a call to the right-hander. We didn't catch who it was up and throwing, but we'll be making the note on that in just a moment as they are going to be making their change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment as we'll give you all the action here in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Isaiah Campbell coming into the ball game. He is making his 8th appearance of the year. The right-hander has 7 innings pitched already this season for the Mariners. As he is coming on in relief, the big fella stands at 6'4", 230 pounds. The 25-year-old made his major league debut on July the 7th. He has worked 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, all of when earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 9. And he takes over here to face Zach Neto here in the 7th inning with 2 out. And they throw over to first base. We do have a pinch runner in the ball game for the Angels. I'll have to get you that here in just a moment as they got changes all the way around. Got to keep your eye on the runner over here. That is Jordan Adams. And now it looks like we have a violation here on the right-hander. Campbell will have to take a look and see what's happening here. If they've added a ball to the count or not. Or did they call him for a balk? Let's see what happens here. And that was a balk call, and there's a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into shallow left field. Moving over to his left and making the catch is Marlowe, and that is going to do it. And that is going to end the inning here for the Angels in their half of the inning. No runs. There was a hit. There was no errors. There was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Angels 2 and the Seattle Mariners 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments for the call at the top of the 8th inning. If you're a Mariner fan, the Mariners are starting to run out of time. Not a lot left in this one. Top of the 8th, about to happen when we come back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning. It's a 2-1 game for the Angels. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hang tight.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Mariners in their half of the eighth inning. That means J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, and Eugenio Suarez. Just a quick recap of the scoring in this one. The Mariners got things going in the top of the sixth inning when Eugenio Suarez led off the sixth with a solo shot to right field going the other way. That gave the Mariners a 1-0 lead. All the runs for the Angels came in the bottom of the sixth inning with 2 out. It was Shohei Ohtani was intentionally walked. He stole second. And then C.J. Cron had an RBI single to knock in Ohtani. And then Mike Moustakas drove home. Cron with a RBI double. And that's where we stand with a 2-1 ball game. The right-hander Reynaldo Lopez is coming into the ball game. He is replacing He's going to be replacing, Shohei Ohtani, who started, then Jose Soriano. And of course, this is going to be pitcher number 4 here for them here. So Reynaldo Lopez on in relief. And for Lopez, his first offering here to Crawford is a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Crawford tonight has lived on the base paths. He's 2 for 2 and a walk. On base all 3 times he's come to the plate. He's raised his season average to 264 as he swings through a fastball, and count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Dinger says the top of the lineup is here, so the Mariners got to score before they go to the bullpen in the bottom of the top of the ninth. As that breaking ball misses down, it's Theis who blocks it, and the count runs to 1-2. I would say that the sand in the hourglass is starting to run dry here for the Mariners. They got to find a way. Our friend Connor is in the house tonight. We welcome you. A little bit more lively atmosphere tonight, Connor. Thanks for stopping in. As that breaking ball misses outside, the count goes to 2-2 on Crawford. We're doing pretty good. It is our prelude to tomorrow and Saturday when we'll be back on the air for the Japanese ball games. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Crawford goes down on strikes. He's out for the first time tonight. So 1 Mariner up and 1 Mariner away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. I have to say, Reynaldo Lopez, there was a lot of hype about him when he had first come into the league. If I'm not mistaken, he began his career with the Washington Nationals. And then it was off to the Chicago White Sox. And he'd spent a lot of time with the White Sox as their ball club. He was a starter at one point. There is a pitch that's delivered, but time is called. That's kind of weird what happened. It looked like the time had been called before Lopez even threw the pitch. And it is no longer Theis behind the plate. It is Wallach. That's the other change that's been made. Don't always get the updates as quickly as I'd like to, but we can see that that is Wallach now behind the dish. But Lopez, there's a lot of hype around him in Washington, had a few starts, got shipped to the White Sox. Never really delivered what they thought he would. They ended up moving him to the bullpen in 2021. He pretty much has made a home there since. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 1-0 to Julio Rodriguez. There's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that backs J-Rod off the plate, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Connor says, who do we have tomorrow night in the NPB? Tomorrow night, it's going to be the Fighters and the Hawks, and I will do that the next 2 nights. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 1-2. Tomorrow night, it is a 10 o'clock start Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern. On Saturday night, it'll be 9 p.m. Pacific or midnight Eastern. So we'll give you that one there. We're also going to add some MLB games to the slate. So there's a fastball that swung on and missed, and that is going to run the count to, well, we've got the count at 2-2 to J-Rod. Dinger says only 2 games in the early slot, and that's what we're going to be doing. Dinger is on it tonight. He is all over it. I need to have Dinger as the wingman. in so many different ways. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. 100-mile-an-hour heater at the knees on the inside corner, and J-Rod goes down on strikes looking. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It's the second time tonight he's gone down on strikes. That's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Dinger says we need to go back to the 6 games in the early slot on the weekend. Yeah, absolutely. There comes the first pitch. It's a fastball at 100 that misses outside for ball 1. Connor tipping the hat to Dinger as well on that one. So here comes the 1-0 offering to Suarez. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. Suarez tonight has been the only offense for the Mariners as he hit that home run back in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 3 in this one tonight with that opposite field bomb to open up the scoring for Seattle. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Suarez. Very impressive outing so far for Lopez. Striking out the first 2 batters, and now he's ahead in the count here to Suarez. They need to get this type of relief pitching if they're going to have a chance. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on, grounded to short, backhanded by Neto across the diamond, and that's going to do it. That's going to go as a ground out, 6-3. And that will do it here for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Mariners. We're now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is Los Angeles 2, Seattle 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with all the action in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We'll come back to the chat a little bit early as our friend Connor asked about the thoughts on Trevor Bauer's performance lately. We talked about it a little earlier in the stream. Last night, he went 10 innings. I think it was 123 pitches. The scoreline ended up being a 0-0 ball game as the Bay Stars were locked up in a 0-0 game. I can't remember if it was the Carp that they were playing last night. I didn't look that tightly, but I know that he had a really solid line. And, you know, we were talking about this a little bit in last night's stream and saying the American media was all over him when he was getting roughed up in his first couple of starts over in Japan. And now that he has got himself on a roll, it has been crickets. We really haven't heard a lot from the mainstream media who are sharpening the knives, ready to write him off and make him the demise. I really find it fascinating. And it's not a knock on our American friends as much as can be a knock on our Canadians as well up here on how sometimes the media can be so very slanted. And of course, if there are people that are out to get him, it's one after another. And we always say that when a cow falls, out come the butchers. That's kind of the situation with Bauer. Isaiah Campbell still on the mound. He delivers a first pitch fastball low and inside to Luis Rengifo for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Rengifo tonight 0 for 3. He has flown to center, to right, and struck out looking in his 3 trips. Campbell kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Moving back is Crawford, but he's going to yield, and making the catch is going to be Cade Marlowe as he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. One gone here, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Shohei Ohtani. But just going back to my thoughts on Bauer there and his outing last night. It was against the Hirish. It was that game there last night for him would have been against, I believe, I'm pretty sure it was Hiroshima, and it was the Carp last night. That would have been the third game of that series. He's seen the Carp a number of times. That's another piece to that too. As the first pitch to Ohtani was a breaking ball for a strike, and there's a fastball that misses down for a ball. was getting my thoughts together about Bauer, and in the NPB, you sometimes get to see teams 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a year. And when that happens, they get on to you. They get a chance to see what you're all about. And one of the things early on, my concern is that he was getting knocked around a little bit. But now that he's got the command and control of his pitches, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, he's starting to become very, very nasty to the teams that he's playing against. But that game was a 12-inning affair last night. The game was in Hiroshima. I'm a little bit disappointed because I'm going to see the Carp a couple of times, and I'm not going to see them play at the Mazda Stadium as I've been looking at the schedule now. So there's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2. But back to that there, certainly 10 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. He threw 85 strikes on 123 pitches last night. Lowered his season ERA down to 2.95. So there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Ohtani. Our friend Dinger says, yeah, they did play him as well. Chusei Manami going to be a player to watch tomorrow night. He's a great hitter. He's turning into a great hitter. That is for sure. First couple of years, you could see he had some physical tools. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field, and this ball is gone. A home run for Ohtani, as that is going to be home run number 40 of the season. It got out in a big-time hurry. Isaiah Campbell serves it up, and Ohtani's racing around the bases for his first homer of the night. That's the 4th time tonight he's been on base. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game, and he has extended the Angels' lead to 3-1 here in the 8th inning. Oh, boy. And he gets the headdress that he goes into the dugout, and they get a bunch of high fives. He's had the opportunity to wear that quite a bit this year. Scoreline now 3-1 for the Angels. Well, that's going to bring up CJ Cron to the plate, who's 1 for 3 in this one. And he first pitches a breaking ball, swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Dinger says, injury? Nope, just Ohtani doing his thing. Probably injury in the form of a hangnail. As Connor says, yeah, he's pretty decent. There's a changeup swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Cron. Connor says, wonder if Bauer gets a second chance in the big leagues. I think he does. I think he will. There's going to be somebody who's going to give it to him. He may have to go back and do another tour in Japan. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. He may have to put a second year in over there. Who knows? If Yokohama wins the NPB championship, they may bring him back for another year. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. There are a lot of teams in the big leagues that could use him. I mean, when you think about it, at the trade deadline, some of these teams were going out and getting Scherzer and Verlander. How would Trevor Bauer look in a Texas Ranger uniform? How would Trevor Bauer have looked in a Los Angeles Angels uniform? Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to the left side of the infield, fielded on the backhand by the second baseman Moore. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Cron. What a great play. He had to go to the other side of second base to get the ball on the backhand. And then he's going to retire CJ Cron on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Mike Moustakas. So back to Connor's question, is he going to get a second chance? I mean, he has to be able to do that. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. All these second chances that go on. Our friend CV says he has to do his penance first. Yes, that's absolutely it. He's not suspended, but yes, he is suspended. There's a fastball that is swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count's 0-2 to Moustakas. Moustakas has been a key offensive clog tonight. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single double. He drove in the second run of the game. He's also flown out to center field. So 2 for 3 tonight for Moustakas. So the right-hander Campbell ready to go again. CV said he had been released by the Dodgers. Absolutely. And that nobody wants to pick him up. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. He's gone for the third out of the inning. 1 run on the home run by Shohei Ohtani, his 40th of the year. There was 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 8 complete. Your score is the Angels 3, the Mariners 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the top of the inning. We appreciate you guys for being here. We're really pleased that you guys are listening with us tonight. And definitely CV, $27 million for him to pitch in Japan. And don't forget, CV, he's also getting another $4 million more from the Bay Stars. So he's making out like a bandit this year. $31 million to play in Japan. That's a pretty good deal. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Mariners. It'll be Raleigh, France, and Canzone. So we're going to be checking out to see what's going to happen here. I assume we're going to have a pitching change. We haven't got the updated information here yet, but it is Carlos Estevez who is into the ball game now. He's working his 44th game of the year. He has 22 for 23 in save opportunities. He's got himself a 1.88 earned run average. So Estevez in the ball game, as that is going to be the end of the night for Lopez. He is going to be the 5th pitcher used. It was Ohtani, Soriano, Moore, Lopez, and now Estevez to try to seal the deal here for the Angels in this ball game here tonight. Cal Raleigh, Ty France, and Canzone try to find a way to keep things going here for the Mariners. Friend Connor says he probably makes some money from his YouTube channel, which has skyrocketed in popularity since moving to Japan. Yeah, absolutely. His YouTube channel is got an international flavor. As the first pitch is delivered to Cal Raleigh, it misses for a ball, and the count is 1-0. That was one of the things that I noticed on our channel, and as we talk about, of course, we're a minnow compared to Bauer. Fastball that misses down and in, the count is 2-0. Is that when we first started out, the watch time hours were only coming between 6 o'clock Pacific and about 10 o'clock Pacific. And we were losing 8 hours a day on our view time. And there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Raleigh. So when we started doing the Japanese stuff and starting putting up stuff late night, we started picking up a greater audience from around the globe, which is ultimately what we look for. And there's a fastball that misses in, and it's 4 straight pitches and 4 straight balls to Cal Raleigh. He's aboard here with a leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ty France. So when you think of Bauer, his channel has got to be running 24/7 with the Land of the Rising Sun tuning in. And, of course, people watching in North America. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. That's 5 balls in a row now delivered by the right-hander Estevez. My first look at the Angels right-hander this year. He has a large frame. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's now 2-0 to France. And if you're the catcher, Wallach, it's time to make sure you get out to the mound, because the right-hander here hasn't thrown anything that remotely looks close to a strike. Our friend CV says Bauer does not have enough subscribers. Yeah. It's kind of funny. We had a couple of kids. I won't say who the name is, but the father is a Korean television personality and comedian over in Korea. And his two kids were in one of our camps earlier this summer. As the fastball misses inside for a ball, and the count is now 3-0 to tie France. So Estevez has got himself in a bit of a hole here. The part that was interesting is the parent of these kids has 866,000 YouTube subscribers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. And so we were trying to estimate. We were looking this past week. We were looking at Mr. Beast and some of these other huge YouTube channels that are out there and trying to gauge what kind of money that they could possibly make. So that fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4 to France. That's going to put runners at first and second here with nobody out. And that's going to bring up, well, it's supposed to bring up Dominic Cazone, but let's see what Scott Service has got up his sleeve. Apparently he's got nothing. It is going to be Cazone, and it's going to bring the pitching coach out of the Angels dugout. Our friend Connor says that the Mariners have something working here. Well, that's only because that Estevez has gifted it to him. He's come into the ball game. He's thrown 9 pitches, and 8 of them have been balls. But we do have a pinch runner over at first base. Is Jose Caballero has come on in to run for Ty France. But I would say with something like about 800,000 subscribers, you're probably pulling in at bare minimum, without any merchandise sales or any of that type of stuff. They're probably pulling in an easy 6 digits, especially with the volume of videos that they put out on a pretty much a daily basis. So here comes the offering from Estevez, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's ball 1 to Cazone. Cazone tonight 0 for 3. He has struck out. He has flown to right and grounded to second in his 3 trips to the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded into right field for a base hit. Renfroe picks it up. Rounding third and hanging on at third is going to be the runner, Cal Raleigh. Good decision, as he doesn't have the most fleetest of foot speed. That's going to load the bases with nobody out. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Teoscar Hernandez. Well, for Hernandez, he is in scoring position when he steps into the batter's box. Teoscar on the season with 16 home runs. So here he comes here to face the right-hander Estevez, who delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matt Wise is the pitching coach for the Angels, according to CV. Friend Connor says Bauer benefiting from the sheer popularity. Absolutely. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Hernandez. Connor says they don't call him the big dumper for nothing. He has to unhook the trailer. This is absolutely for sure. He needs an orange hanky in his back pocket. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Hernandez. The count now goes to 1-2. Usually the orange hanky is to indicate the wide load. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cade Barlow is waiting his turn on deck. And the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on a miss. They throw down to second base, and they almost backpicked the runner over there. That would have been interesting. Obviously, they know that the runner at third, Cal Raleigh, not a threat to be able to run. I know they can't get you both. But boy, they almost got Jose Caballero taking a little extra long lead down there at second. Nice job there by the second baseman, Rengifo, to look for the back door. But that is going to retire Hernandez for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Cade Marlowe to the plate. The first pitch to Marlowe is a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Dinger says that Teoscar is so bad. Teoscar really reminds me of the Edwin Encarnacion 2.0 that the Toronto Blue Jays once had. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Marlowe. Teoscar Hernandez, other than the fact that he doesn't play the infield, whereas Encarnacion was a corner infielder, similar type of player, all bat, no glove. Now time is called as the batter Marlowe has stepped out. Dylan Moore is the on-deck hitter as he had come into the game for Josh Rojas. So the Mariners here have no balls and 2 strikes to Marlowe. The bases are loaded. There's 1 gone here on the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch from Estevez. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track, looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run, a grand slam home run by Cade Marlowe. And the Mariners have taken a 5-3 lead here in the top of the 9th inning. So Angels fans are sitting in disgust in the stands and have probably fallen off their chairs listening to us make the call here in the 9th inning. Unbelievable. Cade Marlowe with his 2nd home run of his major league career. None comes bigger than this with a grand slam here in the top of the 9th inning to give the Mariners a 5-3 lead. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Dylan Moore. And the first pitch offered to Moore is a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. CV baseball card collector can't believe it. We can't believe it either. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. The worst part about the grand slam, it was an 0-2 pitch. You can't leave a pitch like that over the plate at 0-2. You got to think that you got to change some eye levels or do some of that stuff. That's unbelievable. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Moore goes down on strikes. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the top of the order in J.P. Crawford. No balls and 2 strikes. Change the eye level. Move the pitch back the hitter off the plate. Throw him something outside that he can't turn on and deposit it pull side. Oh, my goodness. And there's a fastball that comes inside, and he's drilled J.P. Crawford. And now he's got the hands up. He's looking over at the Mariner bench like, what are you doing? Well, I don't think he's trying to hit him. So hit batter here is Crawford's going to be aboard. That's going to bring up Julio Rodriguez to the plate. I think if I'm going to nail somebody intentionally, I think it's going to be J-Rod. Connor says, I wish I could see Dave Sims' reaction to that. Yeah, well, I don't know if the 9th inning is Sims's call or if it's, or I believe he's the TV guy. It is Rick Riz who does the radio. I'm sure Riz is probably bouncing up and down. Rick Riz was the Detroit Tiger announcer for a while after Ernie Harwell was unceremoniously moved to the television side. I kind of like Rick Riz. Never liked his partner Rathbun. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Mariners with a 4 spot here in the inning on the grand slam by Dylan Moore have put them out in front 5-3. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner. Count goes to 1-1 on J-Rod. Dinger says it was the first blown save of the year for Estevez. Yeah, that is correct. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is now 1-2. Yeah, I mean, after you walk a guy, you give up the grand slam, but he hit J.P. Crawford. I don't know if he's trying to hit Crawford. He couldn't throw a strike. 8 of the first 9 pitches that he threw in the inning were all balls. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Rodriguez goes down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3. That's the 3rd time tonight K-Rod or J-Rod has struck out. Maybe he becomes K-Rod if he keeps that up. Well, the big blow, the grand slam in the inning by Cade Marlowe. 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. Your scores, the Mariners 5 and the Angels 3. Hang tight, everybody. Let's see what the Angels have in store for us when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving higher to the bottom of the ninth inning. We'll be right back in just a moment with all the call.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the ninth inning, and surprisingly, the Mariners, with a grand slam in the top of the ninth, have taken a 5-3 lead over the Angels. Cade Marlowe going yard, as that is going to bring in Andres Munoz in to try to close this one out. He'll be facing Randall Grichuk, Mickey Moniak, and Hunter Renfroe, the three outfielders all in a row here in the ninth inning. So Grichuk, Moniak, and Renfroe to come to the plate here to face the right-hander Munoz. The Mariners in the top of the ninth inning sent 8 hitters to the plate against Estevez. And of course, Marlowe with that one-out grand slam did the work. And the first pitch from Munoz is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Grichuk. Grichuk 0 for 3 tonight. He has popped to first. He has struck out and grounded to short in his 3 trips to the plate. As Munoz is going to get ready to go back to work again. 5-3 lead here for the Mariners in the bottom of the ninth inning. As the right-hander kicks and deals, it is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. Mariners are looking to go 5 games over 500 for the first time this year if they can hold on and win this one. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over the first base side, and the count now is 1-2. If you've not seen Andres Munoz pitch, he is a treat. The right-hander is a power arm, the Mexican native. Originally came to Seattle in a deal from the Padres, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend CV says, not a good time to blow saves, not at this time of the year. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down at 98. The count now is 3-2. Well, it was an eyebrow raiser before the deadline that the Mariners traded their closer, Paul Sewald. And you have to wonder what kind of message that's sending to your group. Why are you dealing your closer? Here's the pitch. It's a changeup swung on and missed. Grichuk swung through the pitch, and he is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up Mickey Moniak. He was way out in front of it. I think he was fooled, not expecting that. Probably the 100-mile-an-hour heater from Munoz, but instead gets a change piece at 88. So this brings up Moniak to the plate, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out each time he's been to the plate, and he takes a changeup over for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Right-hander against the left-hander. Munoz kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As noted after the game here, we'll give you a full recap on this one here. We'll let you know that we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for all the Japanese baseball. There's a changeup that catches the outside corner. Moniak didn't like that one. That's going to run the count to 1-2. Moniak, as we said, has struck out every time he's come to the plate tonight. He is 0 for 3. Right-hander leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Raleigh. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and it's chopped foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Moniak waggles the bat. Munoz kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 97, swung on and missed. And down goes Moniak, 2 up and 2 away here in the 9th inning. That's going to leave it all up to Hunter Renfroe. Well, who would have thunk it the way this game was going? It looked like the Mariners were dead for rights. You say that's the second career golden sombrero for Mickey Moniak. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Renfroe. Well, the Angels now down to their final out. As they trail here by a pair of runs, they need a base runner. As the right-hander Munoz works to the set. Now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled right off of Cal Raleigh. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. As he is down to one knee, he's going to try to walk it off. He says he's all right. Remember, it's more fun to play in pain than it is to sit in pain. So Raleigh's going to walk it off, and he's going to carry on. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Renfroe waiting here on the offering from Munoz, who delivers. It's a fastball that just misses low, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, when this game is finished, we'll give you all the reports around Major League Baseball. And there's a changeup that is swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Renfroe. So now the Angels down to their final strike. Nobody on, 2 out. Hunter Renfroe has a 2-2 count on him. Munoz ready to go. Here's the pitch. And it's a changeup taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Renfroe didn't like the call. That was a beautiful pitch. It caught the inside corner. Nice job there by Munoz. He strikes out the side here in the 9th inning. And that is going to do it. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Los Angeles Angels falling to the Seattle Mariners 5-3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with a recap of this one and give you all the out-of-town scores when we're done right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Great game you called, Freddie. This is Steve Rademacher, and you guys, now that the game's over, should come over to my channel to see some awesome stuff like the buttons behind me, or the unopened Magic cards behind me, or things like a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Why not? An Earl Weaver rookie card, Hall of Fame manager. We have a rookie card, Tony La Russa, for the Kansas City Athletics. And next we have Ted Simmons, Hall of Fame catcher for the Cardinals and Brewers, that later went on to the Braves. We have autographs of Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells. And, you know it, it's Danny Trejo, Machete, with a machete. Hey guys, thank you again, Freddie. Awesome game. Same channel tomorrow, everybody. Last Raps Baseball, and hopefully same time.
Thanks again, everybody, for being in here with us tonight. We're going to give you guys the recap of this one, and then we're going to give you the scores from around the league, and then we're going to call it a night. So here it is. We'll give you the quick rundown. The Mariners opened the scoring in the top of the 6th inning when Eugenio Suarez led off with a solo shot off of the reliever Jose Soriano. That gave Seattle a 1-0 lead as he went the other way with the fastball that he drove into the seats. The bottom of the 6th inning, the Angels got stuff back, all with 2 out. It was an intentional walk to Shohei Ohtani. He stole second. Then C.J. Cron singled home Ohtani to tie the ball game at 1. Up stepped Mike Moustakas, and he drove the ball into the right center field gap for a double, and that scored C.J. Cron all the way from first base to give the Angels a 2-1 lead. In the bottom of the 8th inning, that lead was extended as Shohei Ohtani stepped up and hit his 40th homer of the year with 1 out. Gave the Angels a 3-1 lead. And we go to the 9th inning, and it looked like it was going to be an automatic win. Estevez comes in. They try to close it out for the Angels. He walks the first two batters he faces, Cal Raleigh and Ty France, on 9 pitches. Then Dominic Canzone steps up in singles. After Teoscar Hernandez struck out, it was Cade Marlowe with his second home run of the season and the second home run of his career as he deposits a grand slam into the right field seats to make it a 5-3 scoreline for the Mariners. Well, they turn the ball over to Andreas Munoz for the bottom of the ninth, and he strikes out the side 1-2-3 in order. And your final score was the Mariners 5 and the Angels 3. We'll do a quick recap from around Major League Baseball tonight. It is not a full slate of games, but they took Ohtani out of the game because he was cramping. That was the notes that we had at the end of the game here, why he was out after inning number 4. So the scoreboard for tonight will start off in the National League. It was Philadelphia knocked off Miami 4-2 today. Michael Lorenzen gets his win in his debut for the Phillies. It was Johnny Cueto taking the loss. He goes to 0-3. Sir Anthony Dominguez gets his second save of the year. JT Realmuto hit his 13th bomb for Philly. It was Brian De La Cruz hitting his 15th for the Marlins. It was San Francisco taking 3 out of 4 from Arizona in their series. A 1-0 victory for the Giants. They were 1-2-1 today on their stat line. 0-6-0 for the Diamondbacks. The only run was a Lamont Wade Jr. home run in the 4th. It was his 11th of the year. Beck gets the win for San Francisco. He goes to 3-0. Fat takes the loss for Arizona. He's 0-5. And Camilo Doval gets save number 33 of the season. Milwaukee Brewers ripped apart the Pittsburgh Pirates today, 14-1. 14 runs, 16 hits, no errors, 1-6-0 for the Pirates. Adrian Hauser gets his 4th win of the year against 3 losses. Mitch Keller takes the loss. He goes to 9-8. Sal Frelick hits his 2nd homer of the year for Milwaukee, and Brian Turang hits his 5th. It was a final in Chicago. The Cubs did something today they haven't done in the last couple of days, and that is not put up double-digit runs. Today, the Cubs beat the Reds 5-3, 5-7-0 for the Cubs, 3-8-0 for the Reds. Jameson Taillon gets the win. He goes to 6-6. Luke Weaver takes the loss. He's 2-4. Adbert Alzolay gets his 13th save of the season for the Cubs. Home runs, Ellie De La Cruz hit number 8 for Cincinnati. Spencer Steer hit number 17 for the Reds as well. In interleague play, check that American League play. We'll go to the American League first before we do the interleague. American League, the Texas Rangers behind Max Scherzer knocked off the Chicago White Sox today 5-3. 5-8-0 for the Rangers, 3-9-0 for the White Sox. Scherzer gets the win, his first in a Ranger uniform. Touki Toussaint takes the loss. He's 1-4. Will Smith gets his 19th save. Marcus Semien hit his 17th homer for the Rangers. Mitch Garver hit his 7th. The Blue Jays fell to the Orioles today 6-1 in Toronto. 6-15-0 for the Orange Birds. 1-5-1 for the Bluebirds. Flaherty gets the win. He goes to 1-0. Gossman takes the loss. He falls to 8-6. The New York Yankees knocked off the Houston Astros today 4-3 in the Bronx. 4-5-0 for the Yankees, 3-9-0 for the Astros. Michael King gets the win. He goes to 3-4. Kendall Graveman takes the loss. He's 3-5. Clay Holmes gets his 15th save. Kyle Tucker hit his 19th homer for Houston. Giancarlo Stanton hit number 16 for the Yankees. And Billy McKinney hit number 6. In interleague play, the New York Mets fell to the Kansas City Royals 9-2 in Kansas City. Brady Singer got his 7th win of the year against 8 losses. It was Carlos Carrasco falling for the Mets. He goes to 3-6. Frankie Lindor hit number 22 for the Mets. Bobby Witt Jr., number 19 for Kansas City. Drew Waters hit number 6. 9-13-0 for the Royals. 2-5-1 for the Mets. Again, your final, Kansas City 9, New York 2. The Minnesota Twins went into St. Louis and knocked off the Cardinals 5-3. 5-7-0 for the Twinkies. 3-8-0 for the Redbirds. It was Sonny Gray getting his 5th win of the year against 4 losses. Matthew Liberatore takes the loss. He goes to 1-4. Johan Duran gets his 19th save of the year for the Twins. Ryan Jeffers hit homer number 6 and Michael Taylor number 13 for Minnesota. Alec Burleson hit number 8 for the Cardinals. And the only game that is still going on in Major League Baseball, it is the Dodgers with a 6-1 lead over Oakland. 6-12-0 for the Dodgers, 1-4-2 for Oakland. That's in the top of the 8th inning. Geloff hit a home run, his 5th for Oakland in that one. That's been the only scoring for the A's. Once again, everybody, we appreciate everybody who is listening here. And we thank you guys again. Our friend Dinger says he'll be back in the stream tomorrow. Mick3Y, we appreciate you for being here. Was an intense game, that is for sure. CV baseball card collector Connor, our friend Steve Rademacher, everybody else, anybody who I missed, we appreciate you guys for stopping us and giving us your support tonight. Once again, it's been another Last Wraps Baseball production. We hope to see you tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, for the Japanese game between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.